All right, so you're looking to find a tablet for school. This was definitely me in that same position a couple months ago, and I ended up deciding on the iPad Air 3 with the Apple Pencil. This was the 2019 model that they have since discontinued, I believe, and you can still find it used or refurbished probably on other sites such as Facebook, Swappa, Backmarket, eBay, you name it. I would definitely recommend looking into an older iPad is the first thing that I would have to say, or even any other tablet if you're looking for one, because I know friends that have the Galaxy Tab from Samsung, which is obviously a competitor to the iPad, but whatever you pick, you probably don't need the biggest model in terms of storage or the newest model in terms of release year. I would say if you get something that came out within the last 2 years and that has at least 32 gigs of storage, you'll probably be all right. Even though I ended up going with the iPad, I would say that that's pretty much personal preference for you. There are good note-taking apps that you can use on either, and I think it honestly depends on what you want to use to take notes, or more so than the actual device itself, because I'm pretty sure that a lot of these apps are available on both Android and on iPad OS. It's just up to you. For me personally, I use OneNote. As you can see, I made a nice little drawing here, and this works really well with the Apple Pencil. There are a couple small gripes that I have about it though. One, there's no such thing as an eraser function working, at least on the first version of the Apple Pencil. I don't know if the second version has it. But number two is that sometimes OneNote can be a little bit finicky if you're not always connected to a steady internet connection. So do keep that in mind. But for me, for the past semester, it has served me well, and I found that I did well in classes, had well-organized notes, and was able to take notes on the slides that the professors would hand out in a pretty easy and straightforward manner. There was a little bit of tinkering around I had to do, but not too much. Last semester, when I started out taking notes on the iPad, I was enjoying it, but it wasn't nearly as smooth as what I hoped. And that was probably because of me, and I didn't familiarize myself with it as much beforehand. But what I do know now is that I can actually take pictures in OneNote of the lecture slides that the professors have up. I'm just using it on my computer. I can take a picture of my computer screen, which seems a little bit strange, but it worked. And then I can just take notes on it, and it scans it in just as an image and will store it in OneNote pretty well, which I really like. A little bit later on in the semester though, I actually found out how to download the full slides from the professor's websites and then actually put them into OneNote documents, I guess you could say, to take notes on. And that has been working really well for me since then. But it does require a little bit of, preparation beforehand to get all of those slides and whatnot that you need downloaded before the class starts. Otherwise, you'll be doing what I did, and we're just taking pictures of the lecture slides, which it works, but there's a little bit of room for improvement there. As I said before, I would say that you should probably be fine with any iPad that has pencil support or any other tablet that has stylus or pen support within the last 2 years, that was made within the last 2 years, because before that, you might start getting into some slow performance hiccups, which is not really what you want while taking notes. I found that this really didn't have any issues while taking notes, and the performance was great, and I probably didn't even use 60% of what this thing is capable of most of the days when I'm taking notes, but the battery lasts me through all day, and the pencil lasts for several days as well, which is nice. But keep in mind, if you do get the older pencil like me, you have to deal with this awesome design choice of turning your iPad into an iPad on a stick, which can then break very easily. The newer pencils are nicer, but they also cost more, and they're not compatible with all of these older iPads. Specifically about the iPad, I would recommend not getting an iPad Pro or an iPad Air brand new, because those are both upwards of $600, $700, $800 potentially, and even more once you add in the $80 to $100 pencil from Apple's website. Instead, you can probably get away with a device with a relatively small storage size, because most of the time you're going to be using cloud content such as stuff from Google Drive. For me, that's OneNote, and I was able to use my school account to get free notes uploaded to the cloud, so I'm not taking up a ton of space on this. I got the 64 gig version of this, which I believe is the smallest, and so far it's been pretty good for me. I've had no storage issues, so I wouldn't really worry about that if you're looking at taking notes for school, unless you're storing like massive textbooks on here or recording lectures on the iPad itself, in which case you might want to get a little bit bigger one. But the experience itself, I feel like, would be the same whether I got a base model iPad, whether I got an iPad Pro, or whether I'm using the iPad Air that I have right now. So look around and see if you can find any refurbished deals on iPads or tablets. If you're looking to use one for school, see if you can find any used ones, because with people graduating college every semester, maybe they're trying to sell their old devices and get a little bit more cash. You could use a perfectly, maintained iPad that has just sat on a desk and, taken the place of a notebook for the last couple of years, and now it can be yours. So hopefully that, can help you save a couple of bucks here or there. The other thing that I would recommend is getting the pencil. It is pretty good, and it is pretty necessary. I have been using the Apple Pencil that was offered on their website with the iPad, and I really like it. I haven't tried out any other third-party pencils yet, but the latency on this is really fast, and it has been a really good experience so far, aside from that wonky charging thing. One other thing that I noticed about my pencil, I don't know if this is something else that other people have, but it doesn't seem to indicate the charging status correctly on the iPad. This hasn't really been an issue for me. I've actually never had it die on me. I'll just plug it in and leave it overnight most nights that I think it needs a charge. Other nights, it'll just stay on the desk or sit idle, and it doesn't drain a lot of battery. But if you're looking for a tablet for school, I would definitely recommend it. This has helped shrink my backpack down a ton from carrying 5 or 6 notebooks around, plus potentially extra textbooks or a laptop charger or whatever. Now I just have this, the pencil, my laptop charger, and one charger for both my iPhone and my iPad. So it's made my carrying of devices and whatnot really light and easy, which is great if you're a commuter that goes to and from campus a lot or is moving around in a lot of different buildings on campus. And I found that the battery life on this is really good as well, and it will last typically all day. If not, I can give it a quick top up. So I would definitely check it out. Maybe stay away from the newer ones unless you have like a lot of money burning a hole in your pocket and you really want one, because I don't feel like the new iPad Air, for example, is worth, $150 more than the experience that I've been having for the past couple months. So those are just my 2 cents, but if you enjoyed it, let me know. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. If you have an iPad and you use it to take notes or any other tablet, let me know what note-taking app you use down below. People are pretty particular about it, so I'm very curious to see what you guys are interested in, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. So until then, peace.